Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries again today. Thanks for, sharing your time with me. I always appreciate it. It should be a relatively interesting story today because it's all about my dad, my Poppa Virgil Frye. Google him, feel free. He's been, he started in theater in New York and in summer stock and made his way out to Hollywood. And his first movie was called Queen of Blood. 1966 with Dennis Hopper, and they essentially, well, they didn't meet on that. This is the first time they worked together because they were in Easy Rider also together. Anyway, so the first thing I remember shooting or being in front of a camera with my dad was a Bank of America print ad. I posted it the other day. It's really cute. Him looking so conservative for him, me, my sister, and a mom. So cute, big full-page Bank of America ad. So that's the first time I remember sort of us being on, a set together. So then the next thing, I'm just kind of going to go through a list of interesting, diverse things that I was with him on for the most part. So the next thing I remember is a George Bernard Shaw play, which actually debuted at the Abbey Theatre in Dublin originally, and then it was there was a production of it on Sunset Boulevard in the theater of a church. Now this Shaw play, it's a one-act play, and it was very controversial. It was banned in the UK because it brings up a lot of questionable stuff about God, which is the irony of it playing in a church theater, because Presbyterian church right on Sunset has long ago been torn down, but here's this play that was banned, like I said, in the UK for all of this very controversial stuff about the existence of God and, God, our God, it's sort of like being up here. And so it was fascinating to watch him because I watched the rehearsals. So kind of the first time I really saw my dad in action was on stage, which is ironic because, as we all know, I'm technically stage trained originally till I fell into television and movies. The second thing I remember career-wise, notable, I'm only giving you like the notables, was he was scheduled to be on a soap opera. This was, oh my God, I was 8 maybe, or 7 or 8. And so I spent the evening with the lovely lady Beverly that was supposed to be in the soap opera with him. And she and I and my dad rehearsed lines, theirs, in her bed at a lovely house above like Hollywood Hills, Sunset Plaza area. And he took some fantastic pictures of me in her backyard. I've posted them, and it fell through. They 86'd his portion the day of the shoot because of time constraints, although they were live at the time. Anyway, were they still live? Anyway. The next memories I have with my dad in movies was not necessarily these two being on the set, but my dad loved to see rushes, which are dailies. Now these weren't really dailies because the rushes you see during the shoot. So obviously, as many of you know, you shoot the day shoot or you shoot yesterday's shoot, and then usually the day after you watch the dailies, which is all the shots of that day, and particularly some more well-known celebrities and actors will or will not insist on seeing dailies. Many movie stars refuse to watch the dailies because it makes them self-conscious and they just are completely opposed to it. My dad, on the other hand, he would practically go to this building on Sunset Boulevard where my commercial agent Beverly Heck used to be. I think it's still there. And this guy would play basically these rushes of 2 films that I must have seen 101 times of each film. One was called Ard Baby Ard, which has been changed to Dead Aim. It's available online. And it was the most fabulous spaghetti western. Even at that age, I was cracking up from the scenario because he's trying to use his girlfriend as bait to get these like people with a cart full of gold. and she's sitting there in the middle of the desert with a parasol, and he's hiding in the cactus. You guys, you had to have been there. Those were funny to watch. Hauser was, unbeknownst to that side of his family, all of them, did not know, never knew that his favorite piece of work on film was in a film called Hauser. And there's a scene, a death scene of someone else